Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Talk. It's another edition, and I'm glad that you are always there to watch us. Well, this is festive season, and a whole lot is going on. People are preparing for Christmas, people are preparing for New Year, people are doing a whole lot of things. There is cooking, new clothes, decorations everywhere. But we on Let's Talk, we're here to actually look at the year. Let's review the year together. Let's know the things that happened, how they happened, and how it affected humanity, not just personally, but the whole world. We all know that things happened. We still have war going on in Ukraine and Russia that has been for a while now. And we also saw the one that happened, the Israel, Pakistan, now Lebanon, and all of those things going on, Syria. There's so much going on. And, those are the things that we want to just review. There's US election that just happened, and there's transition, going on. And by next year, precisely, we'll be on for it. So this is why we're here today. Let's just review. It's a relaxation mode. And I'm here with James Glory. He's the DNTWOK Sports and so enjoy the ride with us, even as we go through the review together.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
James, thanks for coming again.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thanks for having me. God bless you.
Amen. Thanks for that. So what's up? What would you say happened in the year? Or what are those specific things for you that really resonated with you and you would like to share?
Okay, the year 2024 has been quite an interesting year and eventful in the sense that we have so many things happening down around the world. But specifically, I will speak for Nigeria, where I am, particularly when you talk about the electricity power grid. So far this year, I think we have been able to count electricity blackout for over like 10 or 12 times this year. And that means approximately once in a month for the year 2024 in Nigeria here, which is something that is quite unprecedented. Like, it does not worth it. And putting citizens through a lot in the year 2024 after the fuel price being increased. People struggle with electricity too, and it tends to affect businesses around Nigeria here. And I know one of the primary things that people will need is, aside food, shelter, and some basic needs, I think electricity is one of the things that people would need to strive, and particularly for the economy to strive here in Nigeria. So it has been so many events happening in the year 2024. But one of the things that I would say affects me the most is the electricity in Nigeria here. And I don't know why it has been like that, but that has been the reality of things so far in the year 2024 for Nigerians.
That's really, yeah, because that's quite challenging. So now looking at the electricity issue, I think that has been something that has been on for so many years. It was just unfortunate that 12 times in 2024 that has to happen. And then this morning I woke up to a news that says fuel has reduced, from it's now 930 something Naira. And I'm like, wow, that's great. Because I remember there was a time we were buying fuel for say 50 or less than, and then it rose to 145, and suddenly it's now 1,000 plus. But to God be the glory, it came down. We hope that it's going to remain or get better because Dangote Refinery is, trying to do some stuff. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, there's been a lot of controversy around the fuel price and the pump price and so many things between Dangote Refinery and NNPCL. Was the fact that Dangote Refinery came into the markets to sell petrol was something that Nigerians were very optimistic about. They believed that a Nigerian being able to sell that and having a local refinery would have helped us in reducing the price drastically, maybe bring it back to 300 naira. But since Dangote Refinery came to started operation, rather the price, the fuel of the price continues to increase. Like it was about 800 before Dangote Refinery started, if I am right. But now we are buying fuel about 1,050 naira. Some people are selling as 1,002, depending on the country, the states that you are in the country. Some part of Nigeria buys it for 1,000 naira, 150, 1,2. So the thing is, I don't want to say anything about that because I can't confirm the price and I don't want to go by what is in the news. Because in Nigeria here, I don't want to say anything bad about Nigeria, but I'll be realistic. We are told what we want to hear and we are meant to believe what they want us to believe. So that is that about the fuel. But talking about Dangote Refinery and NNPCL, it has been a great one for Nigeria. It's a win for Nigeria and Africa at large because Dangote Refinery came out and said he has extended his operations to other parts of African countries like Ghana. I think he said Benin and all, where he started giving them petrol, supplying petrol to them. And if Dangote Refinery can be supplying to other parts of African countries and Nigeria are producing that, and we are still buying for 1,000 naira and 900 naira, as you said, it's not something that we should celebrate, but we should thank God that at least during this festive period, they could actually relieve us of the stress that we are going through and maybe celebrate the Christmas with something positive. Like, every other Christmas in Nigeria, we quit to buy fuels, and fuel is always scarce during Christmas period. So that's one good thing I would say, that this season we don't have to queue for fuel, we don't have to struggle over fuel, but we have to buy it in we have to use the excess money to buy what we need. And to me, it's relatively okay. But looking at where we started from in Nigeria, from 65 naira to 187 to 200 naira to 300, from 300 down to 1,050 naira, 1,200. So it's something quite challenging. And if I'm going to relate it to what I really mentioned before, when I said the electricity problem is one of the factors that's affecting Nigeria, is that I think if the electricity is being solved, the demand for petroleum would reduce. I wouldn't have to buy fuel for my generators. I wouldn't have to buy fuel to power my mechano, diesel and all if there's electricity. And people that will be demanding for them will be people that use the automobiles. And that is that. So that's what I just have to say about NNPC and Dangote. I believe there are so many politics going around between Dangote and NNPCL.
Okay, now you made mention of having to fuel the generator and all of that. What do you think about solar? Because solar energy is something that will reduce cost. It, um, it's going to help a whole lot, but does it mean that not everybody can afford it?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Solar energy is good, and people are buying into the idea. But how many Nigerians can afford to buy or install solar energy? Because now, when you look at an average Nigerian that has not even eaten, and the cost of living for an average Nigerian now is already on an increase, I want to struggle to eat. So my primary instinct right now is survival instinct, and I have to just struggle. So I think solar energy and all would not even come to an average Nigerian's mind. The people doing that majorly right now are business owners because they feel, why would I want to power my mechanic? Why would I want to do this? Let me just go for solar energy. And we also know that solar energy relies on sun, and there are some parts of the year where it's not that sunny, and you need to just charge it. And some people use inverters where you charge it with power supplies too, and some people just basically charge it with solar energy. And during rainy season where the sun is not that much, you know that that's one problem. But if I'm going to answer that question, like you said, it's challenging for an average Nigerian to be able to buy solar energy, because what we do or what they do right now is try to survive.
Trying to survive. Now let's get away from Nigeria. Let's go to other parts of the world. We know that there are issues right now going on. You know, the fight that has been on for quite a while, the war that's Ukraine and Russia, and it seems like it's still it's we don't know when it's going to end. I don't want to say it seems like it's not going to stop, because hopefully we pray and believe that it should stop soon, because a lot of lives, have gone because of this incident. And then the sudden one between Israel and Hezbollah, I mean Israel and Hamas, that happened a couple of months. In fact, it's a year now that happened last year, and is still on until now. And then there's the one that came from the neighbor, the Hezbollah kind of, where we saw the challenges that it posed. And now there is this Syria, and that a country is, having led a country for many years, like 50 years, if I'm not mistaken. And because of the efforts of the good people who stood up against them, they were able to, send him out. And now they were searching, and they were able to realize that there are a lot of lives, that were just wasted for no reason. So they were being led in a very, very difficult situation. Now let's look at all of this. What is your take? Do you think that the world is coming to an end, or why are we having issues like this, especially with the way things are, even though we know that humanity should come first?
Oh, okay. If I'm going to answer that question as a Christian, like the Bible already said, when the end time is close, we witness wars and nations rising against nations and so many sort of things happening. So I think the world is coming to an end, and for some people, they are expecting it to come to an end already, and they are preparing for it. So I would just want to encourage everybody, because we don't know when the time is, we don't know when God will come. And for Christians, we are expecting the coming of Jesus. We are expecting him to take us to heaven. We want to live a better life. But even at that, we can start living a better life in the world here by doing so many things for each other and believing that we are one. Because I don't know the color of the skin of God. I've not seen him before, but I don't think he's blue or white or black. So I think we need to start showing each other love and believing that we are one and living in one place, and we can make the world better. And fighting here and there won't just solve so many things. I was reading some news. I don't know how true it is, where Putin was saying he should have invaded Russia a long time ago. And I feel that we could just live with love. And since we are preaching love from every aspect, every religion, we want to tell you that they are a religion of love. But I think as human, we do more of what talk is cheap. We tend to say, sorry, I think we tend to talk about things that we don't intend to do. And we crave for changes that we don't want to start with us. Definitely, if we want peace, let peace start from our midst. Let it start from the family first. Let it go down to the societies, and from the societies to the country at large. I believe the war that has been happening so far, people misgoverning people trying to fight over lands, fight over rights, can be overlooked if there is love. And there's no war that starts big, always starts small. So there should be a point where people can sit down to talk and resolve things amicably. And if I'm going to digress, I remember reading the news where Tinubu in Nigeria, we said we aren't going to talk about Nigeria, but I remember ECOWAS and the Niger and the Burkina Faso, where he said the doors are well open to them if they decide to change their mind and come. So we should try and be more of a peacemaker than causing problems for ourselves. We don't always want to be the one that is right. Sometimes people will offend you, countries will hate each other, and so many things will happen. It happens within individuals. But when it starts to escalate between countries, something that would not just end in that country. Because if Israel continues that war, it's not just going to affect their economy, it's not just going to affect the people in Israel, it's going to affect the world at large. And I think the world bodies and the authorities in the world should just find a way to resolve this thing amicably so that we can live in peace before God comes. and we don't have to regret or always wanting to go to heaven while we still have so many years to live on earth.